Greetings, welcome back to CS133 Practical Programming with Python. This is the practice for week 5. So again, hopefully you're done. Pause as needed. Let's get into it. So in this case, already got the code to get the username, but we don't care the case sensitivity. So if the user puts all caps, it doesn't matter for this. So to finish this off, we just need to make it lowercase. So we can do UN lowercase. So whatever variable you called it doesn't really matter. Username lowercase, but we're gonna lowercase it real quick. So username dot lowercase, and then again, you get to kind of write this whole if statement. So if username lowercase equals user, right? Which again, this is the whole point of this. Is they can type in capital user, capital U, S-U-E-R, right? The whole point of this is they can type in whatever they want. The username is user, and then so if username lowercase is equal to user, we're going to print login successful, or you can print correct user. Either way, that's what the directions say. Correct user, else print not correct. So let's go ahead and stop this and run this. Again, if I type in user, it's already all user case. Dot lower, because it helps if you type in the correct command. So dot lower is the method, and that will make it lowercase. So let's run this again real quick. So user is the actual one, so it's going to be correct user. If I spell it wrong, not correct. Now, here's the kicker, right? If they type in user, it's correct, right? Even though generally that's not correct. I can prove that real quick by changing this to username and running it. Now when I type in user, not correct, right? Because username did not lowercase it, so therefore user is not the same as user. So hopefully you got that. That's pretty much the gist of it. Username, get the username, make it lowercase, and that way when you write your if statement, it doesn't matter what they do. They can go ahead and type their username as long as it is the username. So again, user, some people do that sometimes when they type in the username, it still does correct user. All right, the next one's a little bit more, so let's get into this one. A little bit to talk about. And there's errors already, because this has some of the stuff for us. We have the import date time, we have a fake date. We are going to split the date because we need to get each of these, right? This is a string. This does us no good. Sometimes you can't really stick a string in there, so you need to stick in the different pieces. For example, as we go down here, the actual command to do date time is this, right? This is the date time. These are numbers, so this doesn't really work in this case. Again, there's other ways you do, there's other methods and stuff you do, but this is just an example of what we can do. So let's go ahead and split it. I already have the line of code here for you. Date list equals fake date dot split on this. So now 0 is the year, 1 is the month, and 29 is the day, right? So if we do this, fake month equals, and then we just, I'm gonna copy this because all we need to do, again, remember it's a string, so we need to turn integer 1, and then we do fake day equals, and I still have that copied, so let's just paste that 2. So now we're going to paste these into here. So in theory, and we're not going to do this, but in theory, we could ask the user for input and tell them to do it in this format. Of course, they'll break everything if they don't right at this second, but we could ask someone for a date. They'll put in the date and tell them what format it needs to be in. It'll split it, and then we're going to actually turn it into a date, right? We need to actually turn it into a date, and then we need to check if the new date which we just created or had the user have put in or whatever, is less than X, which is now, print that is old, right? We can print that is old. So you know, hope you follow along with that. Right, that is old, right? Obviously, this year is older. We could add an else statement in here. Print new edition, right? New edition. So by just changing this to 28 and running it, new edition, right? Because this date, which we turned into actual date, is after that date, right? That's what we're asking. If it's before, print that's old, else print new edition. And that's it. So go ahead, do your journal entry, and we will see you next lesson.